Chapter 3. A Spider Amongst the Shadows. The Sanctum. A few days later. Spider-Man is standing alone in the dark with a single spotlight shining down on him. He is wearing a full red and blue colored NFL uniform with the Avengers logo on his back.
What the? Would any of you listeners out there care to tell me why I'm wearing this?
All of a sudden, there is a blinding flash of light, illuminating the area around Spider-Man, revealing to him that he's standing in a busy football stadium. The entire stands are filled with supporters of all ages wearing red and blue shirts with messages like, "I love Spider-Man," foam fingers with Spider-Man #1, and many banners with messages of support of the web-slinger. The shouts and cheers from the crowd are near deafening to Spider-Man, with their constant chanting of, "Spider-Man! Spider-Man!"
Wow. I'm in heaven? Wait, does this mean I'm dead?
Suddenly, a football comes out of nowhere, but Spidey is able to quickly catch it. He looks over his shoulder to see who threw it, and it's none other than Captain America himself.
Spider-Man, go long.
For the record, the writer has no idea how American football is actually played, but hey, when in heaven.
Spider-Man takes the ball and begins to run, making his way up the pitch. He looks ahead to see the opposing team. Their roster consists of some of the toughest villains he has ever faced, but Spidey is unfazed by this and continues towards the field goal, his movements closely followed by the stadium's commentator, Jameson.
And he's off, dodging the frightful four left and right with little to no effort. He's amazing. Now he's leaping over Dr. Doom like he isn't even there. Now he passes the ball to Stark, back to Spider-Man, to Thor, to Spider-Man. Now he's going for the touchdown. Wait, the wrecking crew is on its way. And Spider-Man slides under them with ease. I take back everything I said about it. And touchdown!
The whole stadium explodes in cheers. Spider-Man suddenly finds himself being lifted up by the other members of his team. Heroes like Iron Man, Thor, and including his S.H.I.E.L.D. teammates. Distracted by this overwhelming attention, Spider-Man fails to notice someone grabbing his collar and pulling him back down to the ground. He looks towards the person who pulled him and sees it is White Tiger. He also can't help but notice that she is wearing a cheerleader version of her costume.
Tiger?
She grabs hold of Spider-Man's uniform and pulls him into a kiss. He returns it only to find out that...
Huh? What?
Peter wakes up and finds himself back in the world of the living, in bed and in an unfamiliar place.
Oh, man, and I was just getting to the good part. Though I should have known it was just a dream, Nova was there. However, awesome Super Bowl winning, fan admiration, girl kissing dreams aside, where am I?
He looks around, taking in his surroundings. He appears to be in a small bedroom. There isn't much inside, only the double bed he was sleeping in. One nightstand placed next to the bed, and a closet over in the corner. Peter gets out of the bed, and as he does so, he notices that he's not wearing his costume, but a simple blue robe.
Where's my costume? Who put me in this? Actually, maybe it's best I don't think about that.
Deciding that he'd better do some sleuthing, Peter walks over to the other end of the room, opens the door, and leaves. Next, he finds himself in a large, dimly lit hall. It seems to be shaped like an octagon, and each of its sides has either a door or just leads straight into another room. There are bookshelves all around the walls, and a huge spiraling staircase in the center of the hall, heading up to what Peter suspects might be the surface.
Considering the color of the stonework and lack of natural light, I must be underground.
Impressive observation skills.
Peter nearly jumps out of his skin. In a mad dash, he looks all around him, turning his head this way and that, trying to locate whoever or whatever just spoke to him.
How did you... What? Who said that?
For a teenager with genius-level intellect, you're not too bright.
Oh, great. You're inside my head, aren't you?
You say that as if you've experienced this before.
Buddy, you've got no idea. So where are you?
Follow the voice in your head.
Surprisingly, it wouldn't be the first time.
He starts to walk around the large hall, passing by some of the rooms along the way. Each room is decorated in the same style as the bedroom Peter awoke in. Dark woods, strong leather furniture, and huge bookcases filled with countless volumes of text. One of the open rooms has a workbench along with some tools.
Getting warmer.
As Peter walks past the rooms, he finds himself being drawn to one room in particular. He stops just at the threshold before he hears the ominous voice again.
Much warmer.
Peter steps inside. This room is filled with giant computers up against the far wall, the sort of computers that Peter had only ever seen in old movies set during the 1940s. At the opposite end of the room, Peter can see a magnificent mahogany executive wraparound desk and a man sitting on a leather armchair, facing some kind of radio console. The transmission equipment consists of microphones and what looks like a ham radio. Only the radio has blue lighting around the face of it, reminding Peter of a steampunk design. At the center of it is a tiny screen about the size of a 78 RPM record, showing a man's face on it.
Agent stationed at the 28th Precinct reports police investigation of recent criminal activity. May be connected to Coney Island.
Coney Island?
Agent advises inquiry.
Understood.
The man switches off the machine before getting up to face Peter. The mysterious man is dressed very smartly, wearing a tailored gray-on-gray plaid suit, expensive shirt with a gold-gray striped tie, and polished black shoes.
Hot.
Peter can't help but stare at this man. He seemed to be in his late mid-30s, Caucasian with very handsome features. Every strain of his dark hair is combed into place, every seam is crisp. Even the jewelry he's wearing has been polished to a shine, including the silver fire opal ring that Peter can't help but notice on his hand. But the strangest thing is his face. Though handsome, it wasn't the same as the masked man who saved him last night. True, he was wearing a scarf around his face, but that guy had to have been 20 years older at least. Also, his voice. His voice is different. Lighter.
I wear the scarf as a distraction. Using my powers, I can conjure a fake face that I let people see and alter my voice to conceal my true identity.
He sits back down in the armchair, now facing Peter, and gestures toward the armchair opposite him, inviting Peter to join him.
Lamont Cranston. Only fair that you know about me, since I already know your real name, Mr. Parker.
You reading my mind again?
I don't have to. I can tell what you're thinking from that stupid expression on your face.
Chibi Spiderman walks by and slaps Peter behind the head.
It's about time I made an appearance. Took you long enough.
He web swings away.
What was that?
Oh, that was my... Wait, you saw that?
It was in your head, was it not?
Remind me to never play poker with this guy.
A very wise move. I'm told I have quite the poker face.
Dude, would you mind stop doing that? You remind me of Deadpool.
What's a Deadpool?
Don't ask. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm more than a little grateful for what you did for me, but I've just got so many questions, like, what in the webs is going on here? What is this place? And why is everyone dressed like it's the 1930s?
We are currently sitting in my sanctum, my headquarters in New York City, which is built deep beneath the theater district of Times Square. And I dress like it's the 1930s, it's because it is. It is precisely 7 p.m., July 25th, 1936.
Peter looks at him in astonishment. He can't believe what he just heard. He can't conceive it.
And as for what's going on, you're now going to answer my questions.
Lamont leans forward in his seat and stares directly into Peter's eyes, unnerving him suddenly, as Peter notices that Lamont's eyes start to change color entirely, from his ocean blue to solid black, as if his eyes have been engulfed in darkness. Not to mention when he speaks, it is in the same echoey voice as from the night before.
Why were you in New Jersey? At the warehouse?
Wait, go back to the date?
It's my turn to ask questions. Consider yourself fortunate that I am choosing not to enter your mind, so I warn you not to conceal or deceive me. Now, why were you at the warehouse? Why did Osborn's goons want you dead?
Wait, how do you know about Goblin?
And so you know that name. Now, this is very interesting. I've only heard his lieutenants refer to him by that name, so I suggest you start talking now.
Huh. Usually everyone just wants me to stop talking. But what is this guy going on about? How does he even know Goblin? Still, if what this Lamont says is true and Goblin is here, then maybe he should know everything.
So Peter takes a deep breath and starts to tell Lamont everything. The truth about where he came from, the origins of the Goblin, his past encounters with him. Even his very last one, saving his teammate, breaking the artifact, waking up in the warehouse, and meeting those 3 gangsters.
And that's it.
Lamont's eyes instantly go back to their usual color, and he sits back into his armchair, with an expression on his face that Peter knows means he is in deep thought. But Peter can't resist.
Anything you'd like to say?
Funny story.
What? I more or less just told you that a criminal, along with yours truly, came here from 80 years in the future, and all you can say is that it was a funny story?
Yes, funny and unbelievable.
Great. Maybe telling him everything wasn't the best idea after all. He's now probably thinking those thugs hit me one too many times in the head. And now I'm guessing what a mind reader is thinking. Now that is crazy.
Fortunately for you, in my experience, I found that the most funny and unbelievable stories are likely true.
Wait, you believe me?
Before he gets an answer, Lamont gets up from his chair, and without a single word, begins walking out of the room. Guessing that he probably expects him to follow, Peter obliges.
For years, I have made it my personal responsibility to watch over this city, and punishing any and all that would spread the disease of crime throughout its streets in my gust as a shadow, until lately my efforts have been more than effective.
Lately?
It started over a year ago with a spree of disappearances and murder. Low-time thugs at first, but then some of the city's major names were added into the equation.
Peter continues to listen as Lamont leads him into one of the other rooms in the Sanctum complex, the one that appeared to be a workshop of sorts that Peter had noticed earlier.
Tell me, do the names Charlie Luciano, Vincent Manano, Tommy Galliano, Joseph Bonanno, and Joe Profacio mean anything to you?
The young hero has to think on that for a minute, but before he is about to say no, he remembers a recent history project that he and Ava were paired up with in school.
Aren't they criminals or something? Powerful crime bosses?
The most powerful. They were the heads of the 5 most dangerous crime families in the city.
Hold up. You don't mean the 5 families?
And members of the Commission, the governing body of this country's organized crime. Used to be, at least.
Huh?
Every single one of them had turned up dead within a week of each other. Some of my contacts had started to confirm some rumors that had also begun to circulate that a new player had claimed responsibility for each death, a self-proclaimed capo di tutti capi.
It is clear to Lamont that Peter's Italian is a little poor, considering the puzzled expression he has.
It means boss of all bosses, an archaic title given to the single most powerful crime boss in all America before the Commission was formed. But according to my sources, this new boss of all bosses has been going by another name as well.
Goblin?
Quite. Since then, crime in this city has changed. Those who worked for the Commission now work for this Goblin, and they've been recruiting more and more criminals to join them. Crimes like drug trafficking and racketeering start to decline, however strange disappearances and robberies have increased.
Strange like how?
Scientists and engineers, mainly and without ransom. Also, criminals known for robbing stores and banks have turned their attention towards medical and scientific facilities, even universities.
What were they stealing?
Equipment, chemicals, and various other resources. I admit, I was baffled. It was as if the very nature of crime in the city had evolved from just profit to something grander. It was at that point I knew I had to find out why.
He leads Peter towards one of the workbenches in the room. However, Peter notices that this one has a white sheet over it, covering whatever is underneath it.
Hold on. This isn't exactly Goblin's MO. He's more the taking over or destroying the world type of villain, not a mob boss. Besides, the both of us must have arrived here at the same time, and like you said, all this underworld takeover business started over a year ago.
After several late-night investigations, I had encountered some thugs raiding a government research lab here in the city. They were armed with these.
He pulls off the sheet, and what Peter sees makes his jaw drop. The table is full of weapons, pistols, rifles, and many others. Peter recognizes a few models from trips to the museum, but what surprises him the most is that a few of them seem different, He picks up one rifle in particular and examines it. At first, he thinks it is an M2 carbine rifle, but they weren't built until the 1940s. Plus, it is heavily modified. Its wooden stock is adapted for easier grip, it has a larger magazine that can hold more rounds, and it has what looks like an underslung M200 40mm grenade launcher as a secondary fire.
I have come across many weapons during the war, but nothing as destructive as that monster you're holding.
As Peter continues to examine the weapon, Lamont picks up a handgun and shows it to Peter. It appears to be a simple revolver with a polished wooden stock and a metallic body.
I took this off one goon a few nights ago, and it's unlike anything I've seen in my life.
What's so special about that gun?
Without warning, Lamont turns to face the practice dummy in the corner and pulls the trigger. The loud gunshot nearly deafens the wall crawler, but before he can say anything, Lamont holds up the pistol to him and presses a cleverly concealed switch on the gun's hilt. Next thing Peter knows, the dummy has exploded, making him nearly leap up onto the ceiling in surprise. All that is left is the smoldering remains of the target dummy.
Whoa! What the hell was that?
Lithium-filled rounds laced with glycerin, activated by an electric detonator built into the hilt.
Peter leaps down from the ceiling and grabs the pistol out of Lamont's hand, examining it closely in his own.
This is not good. Goblin is a scientific genius when it comes to weaponry, and if it is him behind all this, trust me, he's got something bigger planned.
Agreed.
He takes the gun back from Peter and places it down on a work table before turning back to him.
Thank you for your information. It's been very illuminating.
He walks right past Peter and heads out of the workshop.
Where are you going?
One of my contacts gave me a possible lead on the Goblin. I'm going to see what I can find.
Hey, wait!
He chases after Lamont and manages to cut him off in the hallway, forcing him to stop in his tracks.
You're not going alone.
I can take care of myself. And besides, you are in no fit state to help me. I don't need some kid tagging along.
Who's he calling a kid? You know what I mean. Listen, if this is Goblin, you're gonna need some help. If Goblin is the one developing these weapons, then trust me, he's got a whole lot more of them. Even more dangerous than the ones you've seen.
I don't need any help. Just stay here.
You're joking, right?
I'm not known for my sense of humor.
I know Goblin. I know what he's capable of, so I'm not going to just sit here and hope for the best. Either I come with you, or I'll find him on my own. But I'm not staying here.
The two of them just stare each other down, Peter desperately trying not to blink. In the end, Lamont just smiles at him.
You've got some serious stones, kid. I'll give you that. Fine. I won't stop you joining me, but you're not going to do much good dressed in that. That eyesore of an outfit I found you in is in pieces, so come on.
He places his hand on Peter's shoulder and starts guiding him towards the large staircase in the center of the sanctum.
Where are we going?
I'm taking you to meet my tailor. He'll help you blend in more.
What do you think he means by blend in?
Coney Island. Nighttime. Later that night, the Shadow is in full costume and is standing in a heavy rain on top of a rooftop and looking out over onto a run-down-looking carnival.
Are you ready?
He hears someone land down from above beside him. Shadow looks around to see his new ally, Spiderman, in his new attire. He is dressed entirely in black, which included a fedora, mask with goggles, gloves, a vest with a spider emblem, and a long trench coat.
Let's do it.
Coney Island Carnival, night. With the downpour of rain, the carnival looks old, decrepit, and abandoned. The rides and attractions show signs of decay due to lack of maintenance, and Spider-Man is perching on top of an old coconut shack.
Take a good look at your new and improved, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, wait, you can't. According to my trusted new sidekick, some of Goblin's goons have been sighted around the Coney Island area. You see, this carnival is supposed to be abandoned, but word around town suggests that it's now being used for something not so family-friendly. Listen to me. I've only just got here and I'm already sounding like the Shadow. Speaking of which...
He looks over at the carnival's entrance and sees two goons armed with rifles. At first, they're just casually standing about, looking bored, when suddenly they see something disturbing the puddles in front of them, like footsteps walking towards them. They just stare blankly in confusion, until one of the goons has his rifle yanked out of his hands and is knocked to the ground by an invisible force, while the other guy gets whacked in the face with the rifle's butt. Both were now flat on the ground unconscious as the shadow appears standing over them.
This guy's Lamont Cranston, aka The Shadow. He saved my life when I first got here. He has the ability to, quote, cloud men's minds, unquote. Not entirely sure what that means, but he has a wicked amount of powers. He can turn invisible, hides his face so no need for a mask, reads minds, and... Actually, that's all I've seen, but I can't wait to find out. And with his help, we've located what might be the Goblin's hideout. So the two of us are here to investigate. Old school style.
Spider-Man, get down here.
Right. You right there. That was just Shadow talking to me inside my head. Yeah, he can do that too.
In an instant, Spider-Man web slings his way towards the shadow, landing right next to him.
Nicely done! Up high.
He raises his hand up, but the shadow just gives him a disapproving stare. Spider-Man slowly lowers his hand.
Why are so many people against the high five?
Focus.
Alright.
According to my sources, there has been a lot of shady activity coming from this alley. Many of Goblin's men have been seen here, all of them armed. So unless you want to end up full of holes, you better remain unseen.
Cutaway. Chippy Spidey is caught in the middle of a spotlight before being riddled with bullets. When the gunfire stops, he gets back up and swings over to a table with a carton of milk on it. He picks the carton up and takes a drink, only to have its contents leak out of the many tiny holes in his body. Cutaway ends.
Be patient and watch your enemies. Cloak yourself in the shadows, and when the time is right, dispense justice upon them.
You enjoyed saying that way too much.
I'll take the west side, you the east. We'll meet in the middle.
Alright, time to go Metal Gear on some punks.
The shadow just rolls his eyes before turning invisible, leaving Spider-Man alone to carry out his part of the mission. A few minutes later, Spider-Man sights a group of guards next to a merry-go-round. He web-zips his way past the game stands while avoiding the guards' notice, then positions himself right on top of them, allowing him to listen in to their conversation.
Why are we here again?
Oh, for the love of it. Don't you listen, you twit. The boss said we need to keep watch in case any coppers flatfoots come snooping around.
Yeah, who'd want to come to this dump? And what's got the boss so nervous anyway? He's a big green.
Hasn't anyone told you that you ask too many questions? Now clam up, you mook.
I tell you, I'd rather be out here than inside with those freaks.
Where did the boss come up with that sideshow anyway?
Well, why don't you go ask one of them? But I'll tell you, that one guy who looks like something heavy fell on his head ain't exactly the friendliest.
Will the two mooks knock it off?
Oh, relax. He ain't gonna hear us way out here. It's just us here.
Showtime!
With lightning-fast reflexes, Spider-Man ensnares one of the guards with his webbing and pulls him up onto the merry-go-round.
What the?
The remaining two guards aim their guns in the air, looking for the source of the attack. Then, two web shots come out of nowhere and gunk up the barrels of their rifles. Then Spider-Man drops down and kicks them both in the face, knocking them out. A minute later, one of the guards wakes up to find that the three of them are tied up, and standing above them is a dark stranger in a weird black costume.
Who are you?
His mouth is then webbed shut before being punched in the face, rendering him unconscious once again.
I'm Spider-Man.
10 minutes later, Spider-Man has found his way to the very center of the park, avoiding detection in the process by keeping to the shadows like his new friend suggested. Soon he comes across a large group of guards. Most are lying on the ground unconscious, while a few more look as if they're fighting thin air, throwing their fists about in a frenzy. Eventually, they start getting knocked down, and Spider-Man notices a lone guard hiding behind crates.
Well, being Spider-Man, I'm used to leftovers.
He sneaks his way through the chaos happening around him, careful not to draw attention to himself. Soon, he makes his way towards the guard and drops out behind him. The guard turns and sees him.
Damn!
Hey, come on. Language now. I need to uphold a particular standard. Kids could be watching.
Just then, the guard decides to try his luck and run for it, but before he can get 10 feet away, the guard suddenly finds himself frozen on the spot. This catches the wall crawler completely off guard. He hadn't even had a chance to aim his web shooters at the guard. Spider-Man walks over and examines him. Every muscle is frozen in place except for his eyes, darting this way and that, wondering what had just happened. A thought he and Spider-Man share.
Between you and me, I was just about to shout freeze.
Spidey then hears footsteps heading in his direction. He looks over his shoulder to see the Shadow calmly walking over to him and his frozen prisoner.
How did you...
I have many talents.
With a wave of his hand, the guard was instantly freed. Then as he tries to scurry away, Shadow mysteriously appears right in front of him within seconds.
Arnold Purvis, you have spread nothing but discord, pain, and death in your miserable existence.
What? What the hell are you?
You're Inquisitor? Now tell me, where is your employer? Where is Osborn?
I'm not telling you anything.
Your mind is an open book to me, Mr. Purvis. You don't need words to tell me what I want to know.
In an instant, Spider-Man's Spidey sense goes off just as the guard pulls a pistol from his back pocket and points it at Shadow.
I'll kill you.
Thanks to his lightning-fast reflexes, Spider-Man is able to yank the pistol from the guard's hand with his weapon and throws it over his shoulder.
Didn't anyone tell you that guns are...
Before Spider-Man can even finish his sentence, Shadow has just drawn his pistol and killed the guard with a clean, single shot to the head.
Your killing days are over, Mr. Purvis.
Dude! What did you just do?
That man was a parasite of society. He profited on the misery of the weak and the defenseless. Crime must never pay.
And that justifies this? We don't kill bad guys after terrorizing them. That's not what heroes do!
Shadow just stares at Spider-Man without a hint of emotion on his face.
I never said I was a hero. Now come, we must make haste to the funhouse.
He turns around and walks away, leaving a speechless Spider-Man to take one last look at the remains of Purvis before swinging away after Shadow.